It's really a big shift to have that channel that moves from womb, heart, third eye and back. And the feminine energy touches all of those chakra points and all of those centers so that we have all of our ability, all of our, yumminess as women.
Because we have a womb, we are the keepers of the creative energy, and we therefore have the most potent energy available on earth. The feminine power in the womb space can create another human being.
As empaths, as teachers, as consultants, whatever it is we're doing to help others, we need to get into that space for ourselves, into that womb of protection, that womb of love. It's pause. And we need that pause, because being in a feminine present, it's not about that we're performing all the time. It's something that we allow.
Giving ourselves that space to pause and reset and just be it's so transformational in our lives. Just, the creativity that comes from that, being able to drop into it, was life-changing.
If it doesn't get done, nobody's going to be affected. But knowing that and feeling that and allowing that is like a whole integration process. And I think that this kind of practice, allowing myself to drop into the feminine space within my body, because it's all about the embodiment of it, it just facilitates the allowing process.
If I'm ever feeling that I need to get back into my feminine, it's always the nature piece for me. And I snap right back into my feminine. So I know when I'm out of balance, that is my number one tool that will bring me back into balance.
You're always your safest when you're in your center. Unconsciously, we think if we can merge with others and we can give ourselves to that, that's going to protect us. But actually, it leaves us our most vulnerable. And when we come back to ourselves and we hold ourselves in our centers, in our womb space, then we are actually the most empowered to respond to whatever's happening.
Hey everyone, it's Sophia from Sacred You. Thank you so much for being here. A quick message before we dive into today's discussion. You may have been watching our videos, but have not had a chance to hit that subscribe button. So if you have gained value from our conversations, from our channel, it would be so appreciated for us if you would hit that subscribe button below right now and even give us a like. What that means is not only does it allow us to grow our subscriber base, but it also allows us to bring in even more guests for you to listen to. And you will be one of the first ones to be notified. So please hit that subscribe button and let's get started on today's wonderful panel discussion. Welcome to today's wonderful Wisdom Circle. I am so excited that Sacred You has the honor of hosting, of presenting today's Wisdom Circle, which is the art of feminine presence. And very quickly, I'm Sophia. I have the honor of co-creating Sacred You, but more importantly is with us today is the beautiful Leeann Kime, who's bringing her wisdom, her knowledge, her passion about everything about feminine presence, which I personally feel is such a great need in today's world. So Leeann, I'm going to hand it over to you and to tell us a little bit about you and the art of feminine presence and introduce all our amazing speakers. So thank you. And I will be back at the end.
Thank you, Sophia. Thank you very much. So welcome, everyone. And as Sophia said, this is my first Wisdom Circle, my first share here for Art of Feminine Presence. And the beginning of my journey was I started teaching yoga when I was about 18, and life has this wonderful journey of helping me grow. And I went through many experiences, and then there was a day that came up for me and someone said to me, where inside of you is your feminine? And I went, I don't know. I had grown up on a farm. I did like lots of manual work. I did all sorts of home office job, being a mum, I didn't even know where my feminine was. And I think I spent about 4 hours crying because I went, oh my gosh, this is an aspect of my life that I hadn't connected with. And I then found someone who had done the training in Art of Feminine Presence, and I worked with her one-on-one for about 12 months. And then I continued on to do the training with Rachel Jane Groover she came to Melbourne. And that was my beginning, and it changed my life. And through the teaching of workshops with women, I have been able to watch this magnificent shift in the embodiment of women into this beautiful power and strength and connection that just shows up in the body and in the face. And so when I had this opportunity to join and share this, I just went yes. And I would love to welcome you so much. And if you would like to just share a little bit about you, I'll go across my screen. And Helen, you're first, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Hi, Leanne. Thank you. And this is my first time in a wisdom circle. It's lovely to meet you and the other women that I'm sharing with here. So my journey was a very bumpy one. In my 50s, I was diagnosed with breast cancer and then later with endometrial cancer. And it put me in lateral thinking. It put me very much in the looking zone for why is this happening to me? What's the metaphysics of this? What's the stuff going on beyond the disease process presenting itself? And so that was the beginning of a journey more than 15 years ago to really deeply dive in and search for the feminine self. What a really significant part of my healing journey was finding Jaya and the erotic blueprints. I felt seen and known for the first time. And I did a deep exploration into my blueprints, which are energetic and sensual. And really, that was a huge needle mover for me. And then more recently, I've gone deeply into Qigong and into Taoist teachings and learned a lot more about feminine essence, feminine presence, how to hold that space, how to balance the yin and the yang. So, yeah, that's my introduction. Thank you.
Thank you. Lovely to have you. Candida, you're next on my screen. I'd love to welcome you.
Thank you. Thank you, Leanne. Yes, in listening to what has been said so far about the feminine presence, I've not done anything structured about that, but it's something that I've grown into in my exploring who am I and the embodiment and just allowing, because I know that's what I am, but feeling it is another thing and embodying it is another thing, I've come to realize, and just allowing that to surface. But my background quickly is I've had a health and wellness business for more than 3 decades now, but I've been a single parent from when my daughter was 2 and my son was 7, and now they're 51 and 46, so it was a long time ago. But during that time is when I started to, when I was the single parent, I started to grow into myself and follow my passion, and it began with teaching and then getting into the meditation and then the health business. But I worked in schools for more than 20 years. And so I brought yoga. I'm a yoga teacher as well. My business is that I'm a spiritual life coach. I'm a hypnotherapist, Reiki master, retreat leader. And I do all healing modalities like lymphatic drainage and therapy and all of it. It's like a holistic umbrella thing that you do when it's needed. But I did in the early 90s, the yoga and stress management, had to call it that then because it was a bit weird to say meditation or spiritual words. No, anything like that you couldn't really say. But I did it nevertheless, and to children right across from reception to year 12, and also teachers and principals and that sort of stuff. And that sort of grew myself through all of that to where I am now. And yeah, I've done a lot of exploration as well in relation to the divine feminine and the divine masculine together. because I know none of us stand alone and nothing stands alone, as we're all one anyway. So I don't think one can't be without the other. And so that's where my self-exploration stuff has been coming from, and just allowing and feeling and actually believing who I am. That's the thing, I think, with us, that we might know it in our head, but to actually believe it. So that's been that kind of a journey for me in relation to the feminine.
Yeah, thank you so much and welcome, Candida.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And Dawn, you're next on my screen.
Hi, thank you, Leanne. I love this topic. So this isn't something I've had any training in, but it's definitely something that I've been dropping into, I'd say the last decade and a half. I grew up and there was alcohol in my family, an addiction, and I ended up in an abusive relationship. And then I ended up divorced at the age of 30. And so what I realized after my divorce is there was so much healing that needed to happen to me, that I've been in this really survival mode for most of my life. And I didn't really allow myself to drop into that feminine energy. I was also a nurse, and the medical profession, it isn't typically the feminine energy. It's typically more the masculine energy. And so my nervous system really took a hit. And 3 years ago, after doing a lot of my own healing and looking at what I wanted for my life and how my nervous system was still not grounded and centered and peaceful, I decided to leave my nursing career and start my own business, helping people navigate transition and loss and grief. And what I noticed is that my energy, I was able to drop into that feminine energy more and come from a heart-centered space, a gentler space, a more peaceful space. And so it's been a really big growing curve for me. And it's been wonderful because I've stepped into my passion in life and helping people in a different way than what I was doing before. And my nervous system feels better. It's amazing. I'm honoring me. I'm being authentic. Yeah. And so it's just been a really wonderful journey. So thank you for having me today.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing, Dawn. Thank you and welcome. And Phannie, you're next on the screen. Thank you. I'd love to welcome you.
Thank you, Leanne. I was not expecting to be next. Yeah, this is beautiful. I similarly don't have formal training in feminine presence, but the word that I'm really drawn to right now is the art of it, because it's not a formula. We're in such a patriarchal world of the formula, and this is how it's done, and this is how much energy needs to be put into it. And femininity is like the feminine aspect of consciousness is receptive and being and presence. And it's such a lovely energy to be in this space with all of you. And I teach embodiment and intuition, which is the practice of being with and then choosing to receive. And you can't do that without the feminine aspect of consciousness being cultivated in you. We all have it, but it's very forgotten in the world right now. And so I think it's a really lovely thing to be sharing on this circle today, and that it is an art form, that each of us has our own unique relationship to it and our unique embodiment of it and our own unique journeys to it. And there's no like formula around it. And that's it. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Phannie, for sharing and welcome. And Melissa, I'd love to welcome you.
Thank you, Leanne. I'm so grateful to be here as well. And as I was sitting here listening to you all, what came back for me was the way I was raised. I was one of 3 girls, and my dad, I was the child that was following in my father's footsteps. So I took a lot of masculine energy on, and I haven't had formal training per se in the art of feminine presence, but I have a 2-year priestess certification, and then I have several other priestess classes that I've done. But what I noticed about myself was I got into a marriage where I was wearing the pants all the time. I was raised like the way I was in the masculine energy. And I like to say I was really over here for a very long time. When I got a divorce, I swung the pendulum completely to the other side because I was like, where's this yin energy? I need to relax. I need to calm down. I need to just be. And over time, as I went through all of these certifications, many certifications that I have, I started to realize, oh, I can be in balance. I know how to work the yang, I know how to work the yin, and here I am knowing the what I would call how to be in my feminine, or when I need to be in my masculine, I know how to do it. And that led me to becoming a fire walk instructor. I've walked on fire like many hundreds of times. And now what I do is I am a professional speaker, and I really go out and I love talking to women because I want the women to rise. But it's all about embodying, yes, the feminine part of ourselves that I feel as though we have shut down for many thousands of years because of the patriarchal system. And so my work in the world really is, actually, I've mentored many men as well to embody their feminine. And when they do that, they find that their life falls into this amazing balance and they're in the flow. And by the way, I'm in the middle of the United States in Missouri. I know we were supposed to say where we are. And so I'm so grateful to be with all of you. And I look forward to what unfolds in this conversation.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Oh, what a beautiful. Rosemary, you weren't on my screen before. I'd love to welcome you.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm on your screen now. I'm Rosemary Evangelista, and I'm the founder of the Riva Experience. I'm in Canada, about 15 minutes from Niagara Falls. And my life journey has been an incredible teaching experience. Like some of you haven't had any formal training with, I don't have all these letters after my name, but the letters after my name are life. Been an experience. In 94, I suffered a near-death experience. And having lived most of my life, not so much in fear, but always wanting to be small, not to be seen, I allowed others to make me feel that way. This is my 75th year, and in my zone, finally, that 3 years ago, I chose that no longer would I let anybody else make me feel small. So I came up with some different decisions, different modalities. I came up with Riva, which actually was supposed to be Rosemary Evangelista Virtual Assistant, but happens to be the name of a goddess who brings us from darkness to light with courage and strength. So I said to the universe, okay, great, I have a name. Now what do I do? It's been 3 years in discovering that. So Riva, reflect, explore, visualize, and align. And I help women in midlife and through transitions, because we've all, like, when you're at this end of the age cycle, there's so many transitions that we've been through. Job loss, empty nest, divorce. And a lot of us are saying, now what? So I help them through the overwhelm to come back to themselves, to reflect on who they are, not who they were, but who they are, and where they can experience a new way of being in presence. So in the art of feminine presence, the word presence is what I'm focusing on, because this is where we are right now. And through the Circle of Light events that I've been holding, through my podcast, 5-day journeys, I'm connecting with such amazing women, and I'm so happy to be here amongst some other amazing, awesome, like-minded women. So thank you for being here, and I am so happy to be here again in Sophia's Wisdom Circle. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know that Sophia has said, make it short. It wasn't possible. It just wasn't possible. And that's what I love about the art of, about the feminine, is that it's not containable. It's like it's free, it's playful, it's joyful. And whatever happens now for the rest of our time together is what happens. And I would love to really honor you in that you have shared, and I've been able to witness all of your beauty and all of your magnificence. And I would love you to take a moment just to really pause and really feel everything that you shared, all of your beauty, all of your magnificence, and all of that presence that we had, listening, observing, witnessing each and every beautiful soul in this conversation. And that pause, we're going to now drop into our body. And I'm going to guide you into the way that the art of feminine presence connects into the feminine. So allowing yourself to feel comfortable. And I know that we've shared all of the things that we do and what we've done and how we help and share and connect with others. This is about you now, coming into your presence and connecting with you. So allow yourself to feel your spine and feel into your breath. Drop your shoulders. Maybe even lift your shoulders up to the ears and have a little wriggle, because the masculine is particularly held in and energetically in the head and shoulders and chest, like that beautiful masculine presence. We're going to allow that to soften, because we know that we have both masculine and feminine. Now we're really inviting in the feminine to be present into that embodiment for yourself. So feeling your breath in and out. And do you notice there's a softness starting to happen? And come down into the chest, into your lungs. Let your lungs expand a little. Is there space around your lungs? And come into your belly, into womb space. Does that feel comfortable connecting into womb space? Allow the presence of womb space to just expand a little. And just below your navel and further back towards your spine, there's like, I want you to imagine there's like a golden slippery slide. And you just slip down this little golden slippery slide into this space, deep within womb space, connecting to your feminine presence. And we know that if you have a womb or not, there's still womb space. So you're dropping into this golden light. Just observing, is my light bright? Is it dull? Is it small? Is it large? How do you observe? Once you connect in, dropping down, sliding back. And now imagine that your legs are like big tree trunks. And they have roots coming out of the soles of your feet. And they travel down into Mother Earth. And Mother Earth connects with those roots and sends this beautiful energy back through the roots, through your legs, into womb space. into that beautiful space of feminine. And allow this then, and each breath, to just expand a little more. Expand, filling your womb. Allow the light with each breath to become a little brighter. And I want you to notice, is the light now contained within womb space? Or does it travel somewhere else? If it is somewhere else, I would like you to bring it back into womb space, into this beautiful cavity of womb space. And this is for you. This is your energy to nourish and sustain. And then on the next breath, I want you to expand the light out to just beyond your hips and feel what that feels like. From womb space just to the outside of your hips. And then bring it back in again to that containment of womb space. And then bringing it back out to just beyond the hips. And now I want you to expand it out to your whole auric field, like that bubble around you, so that you are filled and in this container of this golden energy, your feminine energy. It's what we call your light globe. And I want you to feel if there is an edge to that light globe, or does it continue past an edge? If it goes past, I want you to bring it back to just like if you put your arm out beside you, it's that fingertip width on either side of you, front and back, above and below, and you are in this container, which we call light globe. And then I would like you to either leave your light globe bright and shiny. You might choose to bring your feminine energy back to just outside your hips or to back into womb space. And just feel where you would like to leave it. And then when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. And then I would like you, when you've opened your eyes, to just scan your body and notice, how do I feel now in comparison to how did I feel before? And I know it might be the first time you've done this, or maybe it's not. And I want you to observe what is different. Do the colors seem brighter? Does something feel softer? What is it? And then if you were going to speak about who you are and what you do, would that even be different now? It's just a thought. It's just we're in a different energetic presence now. Is there something that someone would love to share about that experience, or have any questions about that? And the other part that I would love to share about this is I didn't know what that was like for 45 years of my life. And I had to learn to find the edge of my light globe. I didn't have an edge. I was so like out there. I could I guess, soaring around the universe, getting all of this information from everywhere and everyone I met. I could feel what was happening for them. And I didn't know what was my feelings and what was even other people's feelings. And I had to learn where my light globe was. And then I learned when my light globe was on and when it wasn't. And by containing at the hips, I was sharing a little of my light. And then sometimes I would like to bring it close in so that it was for me to nourish and support me and to guide me and to give me that intuitive power. And then when I'm like this, like in my light globe, it's so that I can show up with that radiance and that connection that's contained and receptive and like interactive with other people's light globes, whether they're in feminine, masculine, or whatever. Yeah. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I would really love you to share what you might love to share about the experience or your experience of you being in feminine.
To answer your first question, it was very interesting because when I first sat down to the computer, I was okay. And then all of a sudden, I felt very nauseous. I was debating how long I was going to actually sit here. So I thought, I got to relax, I got to breathe. But then when you took us into that beautiful experience, everything just calmed down and I don't feel that nauseous feeling anymore. I feel lighter. And it was amazing. So I'm glad I didn't have to leave because I was so worried about that. But on the second part, I certainly can relate when you were talking about not being familiar with this beautiful globe around us and having the experience of tuning into everybody else around you, because I'm a bit of an empath as well, and absorbing all their energies and their hurts and their fears. And oh my gosh, what do I do? It took me decades to realize that's not mine to carry. So having this perspective of this globe, this beautiful, I pictured it as an egg shape, an eggshell around me, and all these beautiful colors and of peace and tranquility and comfort, strength and courage, and presence. Being present in that space to protect me so that I could help others. Thank you. That was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, you're welcome, Rosemary. I'm so happy that you didn't leave as well. And I'm so happy to witness your experience there. Thank you. Thank you so much. Dawn, you have your hand up.
Hi, thanks, Leanne. As I'm sitting here right now, I am so tired, which I wasn't before this, but I just feel so relaxed. There's a spaciousness that I feel, and I can't really describe it, but I just feel really grounded, centered, relaxed. And when we were in the meditation, what I noticed is my light kept shining out farther and farther because I wanted to shine it for everybody else, but I was forgetting it needs to come back and shine for me. And so it was a really powerful exercise for me to remember that first I have to embody that light for myself before I can shine it outwardly. So I appreciate this so much.
Oh, Dawn, I'm happy to witness that beautiful, what shall we call it, experience.
Yeah, thank you.
And the tiredness, sometimes, can I just speak to the tiredness? Sometimes we don't realize we're tired.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes, that's so true.
Yeah. So thank you for that beautiful witnessing.
Thank you.
And Helen, you have your hand up.
Yeah, thank you, Leanne. That was beautifully led, and I felt so held in the space. And just that art of feminine presence, it comes from that room space. I have been guided by an expression which is to keep your pilot light on. So if we let that golden glow or whatever color it is that you experience in the room space diminish and die, we're just not in our feminine presence. So it was beautiful that you started our circle in that space. And then in Taoist teaching, we call that the Wei Qi field, the field of protective energy. And I'm just thinking, I've been working a lot on this field in the last weeks because we're going into the year of the fire horse. We've come through the shedding of the layers, the snake, got my snake shirt on. And so now we're coming into a fire energy, but we're also in a 20-year fire cycle. We're the second year. So there's a huge fire energy coming through. And I think this protective field is so important. And what spoke to me so strongly in the way you led it was, don't let it diffuse. Don't let it go out beyond the fingertips here. That this is your Wei Qi field. This is your field of protective energy. This is the field to live within, to be protected for what we're moving into. And to be your fullest best self. We don't need to be afraid of the fire or the fire horse. We need to be turned on, switched on and ready to really embrace that. And I love the few of you have got your red colour on already. The new year's coming, but we are in a fire cycle already because of the bigger cycle. So yeah, I felt really held. Thank you.
So welcome. So welcome. Phannie, did you want to say something?
Yeah, that was beautiful. It reminded me of Aikido, which is a Japanese martial art that I practice, and hearing all of your stories of being diffused and not knowing your own feeling. I experienced that for so long, and I was fortunate enough to find an Aikido teacher in my early 20s who taught me how to center, which is essentially what we just did, which is containing your energy to your dantian, your center, your womb space. And I didn't really ever put it together until right now. So that's what I was doing. But the thing that I learned from practicing Aikido was that you're always your safest when you're in your center. And it's interesting because unconsciously we think if we can merge with others, if we can sense what they need ahead of time and we can give ourselves to that, that's going to protect us. But actually it leaves us our most vulnerable. And when we come back to ourselves and we hold ourselves in our centers, in our womb space, then we are actually the most empowered to respond to whatever's happening in any particular moment. And it's a very powerful space to hold, and it's especially powerful to do it in community. So thank you for leading that and helping me connect a little. That.
You're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Candida, did you want to share?
Yes, thank you. Yes, so for the longest time now, I do a heart-mind coherence meditation, which is expanding the heart energy, just like you did with the womb thing, but it's expanding the heart. And I take my clients through, I do it every day myself, but I had not thought of doing it with the womb space energy. And with what the previous lady just said, I'm sorry, I forgot your name, but about feeling safest when we're in our center. I believe that the feminine can only rise through feeling safe in their body, in our body. So that's introduced something different to me that I can add to my practice. I had not thought of doing. So thank you. I had not thought of doing that from the womb space. I always do it from the heart, which encompasses everything of me, but to be specific and work with that energy is something I had not thought of before. So thank you. And the the safety of it, the feeling safe in that space. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Candida. And there's also a practice in Art of Feminine practice where you do womb space, heart, and third eye, and you create a channel. Next time I could share that with you, maybe next time we're together. And I've noticed that through working with women, sometimes it is the heart is like that's the main focus, because everybody thinks that their heart is where you focus. But my experience of working through and sharing with women is sometimes those are not connected, and it's really a big shift to have that channel that moves from womb, heart, third eye and back, so that there's this beautiful rolling energy, and the feminine energy touches, you know, all of those chakra points and all of those centers, so that we have all of our ability, all of our yumminess as women available to use and to utilize. And someone said earlier, I'm not sure who it was, but when we bring, I think it was you, Dawn, when we bring it back and we feel ourselves, we're moving into relationship with everything in our life filled and on fire and on point, and in our authenticity, in our essence, so that you share, it enables me to share without that concern of being judged, because I'm in my containment, I'm in my light globe where everything is received and shared in a different way. Because if I went back out to my head and masculine, and I'd be just telling you this is how you do it and this is what you do and this is the way it's got to be, but that's not the feminine way. The feminine way is there are many flows, many different aspects of one thing, and of everything.
I'd love to continue on from there, because you're bringing home to me such an important point, that because we have a womb, we are the keepers of the creative energy, and we therefore have the most potent energy available on earth. And it's the energy that there's a lot of resistance to, a lot of wanting to keep it under control. But our femininity, the feminine power in the womb space, it can create another human being. And when it's not needed for that energy, for that particular function, then the power of that energy that we can utilize in our lives is mind-blowing. It's the energy that can create another human being. Yeah, the potency that we have. I think that was coming home to me. I don't know if it was coming home to anybody else, but Leeann, in the way you were framing it, it was just making me feel, wow, we have this amazing capacity, this creative, you're connecting the creativity in with it all. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And Rosemary, I just wanted to just share with you that what you spoke about, that empath taking on all of the energies. Oh my gosh, that was a game changer for me. I thought everything was my fault. I thought I had to fix myself. I didn't know why I had these thoughts. It was just the game changer for me as an empath. And when I really connect in to that, what is my truth in the feminine, things that I would think here just fall away. They just don't exist anymore. I just wanted to share that as well.
Thank you, Leeann. I just wanted to share also that as everybody was talking again, we're talking about the womb space. So when you were talking about that, my vision again about this space of light was like an egg. That's When we as empaths, as teachers, as consultants, whatever it is, what we're doing to help others, we need to get into that space for ourselves, into that womb of protection, that womb of love. And it's pause. And we need that pause, because being in a feminine present, it's not about that we're performing all the time. It's something that we allow. And we have to be in that presence and give ourselves that time to be felt. So I just wanted to share that. That visual of that egg was amazing.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Rosemary. Yes, Dawn.
So I was sitting with kind of what everybody was saying, and I remembered, so my word for the next 90 days is be, because I'm so used to spending my whole life doing. And I'm really trying to drop into that feminine energy. And it's not easy when you've spent most of your life in the more masculine energy, the do. But just giving ourselves that space to pause and reset and just be is it's so transformational in our lives. Just the creativity that comes from that, being able to drop into it was life-changing. And when I find myself that I'm just in the doing mode, that creativity gets shut off pretty quickly, because I'm just doing those tasks that I think I need to check off my list, or someone's told me that need to be done. Versus when I allow myself to be, I come from this different energetic space.
Thank you. Candida?
Yes, something that has come to me as well through listening to everyone's beautiful comments is that doing what I've been working on a lot as well is letting go, but also, see, with having been a single parent all my life, I had to control situations because there were abusive situations, and I had to control to make sure that my children were safe. And not that I am a controlling person, but I had to control things around me. I had to have how things had to go in order for people to be safe, us to be safe, but also to move forward in life after that, after the removal from that situation. And so that's what I had, and things worked beautifully well. But now that I don't have to, and it's been many years that I haven't had to do that anymore, and I've come to realize when I find it difficult to let go of something that used to be an issue in the past but is no longer, and that I used to have to make sure was going to happen, but I don't have to do that anymore, it became a bit of a resistance point. And it was through me looking at that and reflecting, it's okay, I don't have to do that anymore. But again, it's the knowing in your head, and then it's the embodiment of that energy of the letting go. And I think that, and because of having to be like in more the masculine setting, like the other lady said as well, of the doing part, because everything, if I didn't do it, it didn't get done. And now that I can say that's okay if it doesn't get done, nobody's going to be affected. But knowing that and feeling that and allowing that, it's like a whole integration process that I've been doing a lot of lately. And I think that this kind of practice, allowing myself to drop into the feminine space within my body, because it's all about the embodiment of it, it just facilitates the allowing process, I think, because I do a lot of work with the sacral chakra I do like I'm an initiate of Kriya Yoga, and I do the circular breathing, and I've studied Taoism as well, and the circle breathing and all of that up and down the spine and integrating everything, but having a specific focus for that, which seems to be what I think not only me, but a lot of us, because the feminine globally cannot rise and be together with the masculine in harmony without us personally integrating these processes. And so I think as one of us does it, as each of us do it, we automatically, as the saying goes, give permission for others to do the same. And so it's brought in a whole different way of seeing the processes that I've been doing. Not that anything's better or worse, but it's just an addition to that. So that's been good. So thank you. And it's been really wonderful what everybody's different opinions and different perspectives have brought forward for us all.
Thank you. Thank you, Candida. Yeah. Melissa, how are you going? I haven't heard from you. Are you going good over there?
Oh, yes. So, what I wanted to share was when we did the meditation with the roots coming down from our feet. So, in priestess school, we did something similar to this. And it always, of course, helps to ground me when I'm bringing the roots down into Mother Earth. One of the things that we always did was wrap the roots around a crystal, like the center of the earth and on the crystal. But what
Mm,
I notice about myself is if I'm ever feeling that I need to get back into my feminine, it's always the nature piece for me. It's as though I can just go to my local park and immerse myself in the trees and in the nature, and I snap right back into my feminine. And so I know when I'm out of balance, that is my number one tool that will bring me back into balance, or something like, as we call what we did in priestess school, it's similar a little bit to what we did today, but it's called running of the energies. So we're bringing the energy through our body and through our chakras in order to balance them. But I loved the meditation because, yeah, it was like, oh my goodness, I have not done my meditation, running of the energies. I need to get back to that because it really does help me to feel centered. And I could tell too, and I loved how you talked about the shoulders and the head and the neck is so masculine because I can massively get in that area and feel so much
mm,
tension. But when I relax and tap into my womb space, which I'll just, at night before I go to bed, I will put my hands in the triangle position as I fall asleep
mm,
to just connect to my womb. And I think that is so important. And it's simple things like that. We don't have to do something wild and crazy for hours. We can just
mm.
go outside and stand on a patch of grass or whatever and like ground ourselves or put our hands on our womb space and connect. But because I am really good at letting my light just kind of go to the next taker.
Yeah,
And
God,
so I
God
have
of being it.
Yes,
Mm.
I gotta zip myself up and put my shoes on. Thank you for that.
You're so welcome. And I'm going to just invite you to do a little experiment this week. When you're out and about, maybe at the coffee shop or out at the supermarket, just put your light globe on. You will all be able to do that, will you? Just put your light globe on and just go about your business and see what happens. And it's like, it's going to come down again, right? You're going to put your light globe up, but it's going to come down because everything around us, we go into that. Like you were saying, Candida, I have to make these things and make sure that we're safe and all of this. We're going to be pulled out because we're generally not saying, I'm going out there today with my light globe on. But you can. And you do it. I'm going to invite you to do it and see what happens. Do you want me to share what happened to me the first time I did it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I laugh about it still. Oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. I went to the coffee shop to get coffee. I used to work in a tire shop. So the boys, these masculine boys, and I went to the coffee shop, got coffees for everyone. And I thought, I'm waiting for them to be made. I'm going to put my light globe on. Oh, yep. So I put my light globe on. And then I had the coffees, carrying the trays with maybe 6 coffees. And I was in my boss's car and it was a car that I had to use the key. So here I am holding the trays and trying to open the door of the car. And these young guys came along and there were 4 of them and they all wanted to help me. They all wanted to open the door. They all to assist me. And I looked at them and I thought, oh my gosh, they just came out of nowhere and they all wanted to open the door because there's 1 key, 1 door, 4 guys. It was so funny and so innocent and beautiful that what happened and what happens when you have your light globe on, see, the masculine sees the light. And because the masculine wants to help, and make and help the feminine to be happy and safe. So what was happening? They saw the light. They didn't know that what else it was, because I looked at them and I knew they didn't know that it was the light, but their masculine was so attracted to the light that they were just like swarms of bees to the honey. And it was so funny. I still have that vision in my mind of how powerful it was for me at that time to have that experience. And your experience will be different, of course, or may not. But put your light globe on, go out and just be you and see what the light of feminine does. People will have these amazing conversations because they also feel safe around you. You're going to invite them in. You're going to attract them. And the conversations are beautiful. Look at our conversation this morning. The magnificence of our beautiful conversations. Yes, Sophia's letting me know there's almost done. In the Art of Feminine Presence also, there is a moving meditation where we move the pelvis. So I would love to share that with you also at some point, because that helps to build that light. It helps to build that frequency of connection that you have within womb space, because we're going to go out of womb space. When you go and do your play, you're going to have all of these beautiful experiences, but then drop into womb space as much as you can for the next, we meet monthly, the next month. And I can't wait to hear your beautiful stories. Yeah.
I can't wait to try that when I go out and be amongst people or have an appointment, or even just be on a Zoom call with somebody. Put that light globe on.
Yes.
I'm curious.
And most of all, I would love to leave you with this, that connect to womb space for you, just for you, because you are the world and you are amazing, beautiful women changing the world. So go change the world, beautiful women. Yeah. Is there anything else that anyone would love to ask or share? Or I wish we could meet next week. But that's all good.
I'll just share real quick too that when you said moving your hips, so one of the things that I know about myself as well is dance. Dance is a really big part of me moving that energy in my lower chakras and getting my hips moving. And over the years, I was a ballroom dance instructor and a Zumba instructor. And I've been just to all kinds of dance because I know that's what opens me up and gets that energy flowing. So I think, like you said, the movement, the pelvic floor, the movement in that area is so important for me personally to embody more of my feminine. And when I don't do it for long periods of time, I know that area gets stagnant and I can feel it. And so that is something that I will continue to do for the remainder of my life, no matter how goofy I look. And I've taken belly dance lessons and everything, but I just love it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for your beautiful presence and your beautiful sharing and being able to witness in Art of Feminine Presence. It's the witnessing of other women is really a big deal. I can also share that with you as we go along in our journey. And I wish you a beautiful day and beautiful month until I see you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leeann. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leanne, and everybody.
Yeah, thank you,
Leanne, for a
Sophia.
wonderful conversation.
Mm.
We'll come back, and also for Melissa and for Helen and for Candida and Dawn and Phannie and Rosemary. I really do hope you had a wonderful time of sharing your wisdom. I've been listening to in the background as much as I can with the tech issues. I lost Wi-Fi for a while, but we're here now. So I just want to honor you all, and for everyone else who is listening, with the grace of the universe, everything kept going, even though I disappeared. If you have any questions, pop in the chat below, reach out to amazing women who have just shared time to share their experience and their thoughts and their beliefs on the art of feminine presence. I'm going to go back to watch the replay. Thoroughly recommend everyone else to watch the replay and connect. And as Leanne said, we will be back next time, same time next month, for the next part of the art of feminine presence. We have a lot of wisdom circles from Sacred You, so do come and join us. Check us out at sacredyou.love and just come and join us. Join us for free. Check out all our wisdom circles, everything else that we have to offer, and have a beautiful time wherever you are. And thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.